Hello, Fruit Force. This is Captain Fruit reporting for duty, and today I want to talk about the Wonder Woman movie. Wonder Woman 1984, that is. But before I do, and diving into the rumors and my thoughts on where this movie is going, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, help share this channel. This channel is a great channel for people that love pretty much anything geek or nerd. We cover comic books and video games, so share the love if you don't mind. Also, stay to the end of the video where we have our question for the video. The first one to answer it in the comment section below get that no prize. So let's jump in. Well, Fruit Force, here we are, have Wonder Woman 1984. I'm using as a reference tool here the Bounding into Comics article that was done just today. It says Wonder Woman 1984 creators confirm a few rumors, provide more details on the film. I don't have a doom and gloom outlook right now on this film like some people do. I enjoyed the first Wonder Woman film, and I'm hoping to enjoy the second one as well. But there is one particular part reading this article that made me think about something I really want to address and talk about. First of all, I think Gal Gadot, or however you pronounce her name, does an excellent Wonder Woman. She fits the part physically, and I think she portrayed it well, acted well in the movie. I really liked what I saw. Now, as long as she doesn't sing, right? Well, it says Wonder Woman 1984 would be out by now if it wasn't for the lockdowns everywhere. Yeah, the COVID thing has hit us all, so it's making us have to wait. But with that said, we get more details, and either that's going to invigorate the body more of people wanting to see this movie or put them off. And right now has been a bit of a mixed bag. I've seen some people a little bit of afraid that it's going to go the direction of Trump is bad, let's go political with this movie and anti-capitalism. I'm hoping not. Yeah, I think there's going to be a bad capitalist, but remember, not as long as they're not portrayed as capitalism itself is bad, I'm fine with that. So anyway, it gives more information to, and it says here, shed some light on Wonder Woman 1984. They discuss more than Trump, capitalism, and what's wrong with America in their minds. That part, once again, I don't want their personal opinions in there. The film finds Diana, says, in a disengaged and a disengaged and lonely place. And that's no knock against the museum she works in. In other words, she likes where she's working, but it does have some good points. Remember, everyone she knew has pretty much died. So she's slightly disengaged with the world and a bit lonely as the world whips around her. And so this is what's being said in an interview. So we got this interview here. She doesn't really want to make close connections with anyone. And you can sort of understand that. You've been burned, you lost everybody. You don't want to really dive in again. I think that's going to be an interesting take on the character, how maybe she's built up a little bit of thick skin because of that. She knows either she's going to hurt them because she'll have to disappear one day, or she will lose them because they'll grow old. And that makes sense. So that's a great, interesting dynamic. She dealt with that with Steve Trevor, but we know Steve Trevor's coming back, but we don't know how yet. I'm hoping it's not just one of those things where they go, oh, the person looks just like him. They claim not. They claim it's going to be Steve Trevor. They claim it's going to be actual him, not somebody else in his body. I hope they're not lying. All right. I did say Diana isn't depressed, though, so that's good. She's not going to be going emo. So after the loss, and this is in quotes here, by the way, after the loss of Steve and the entire team later on, I think Diana is in a place where she's happy where she is. So that's a good thing. She's fairly lonely, but she made the decision to do that, and I think that's quite good. That's showing some good empowering there, if you will. And then we have here the world according to Steve. But what about Steve Trevor? He comes back in a big way to rock Diana out of her comfort zone. Well, you want to rock? Yeah, let's rock and roll on it. How remains a mystery, but our readers may recall the theory that he quantum leaps into another guy's body. So once again, how would they look exactly like that? I hope it's not that. It's going to be interesting to see how they bring him back. It is what it is. I think it's an interesting character. It'll be nice to see them back. That part still, no problem. From the photos I've seen, I haven't had any issue with what the characters are looking like or anything to that nature. Once again, there is some words about maybe some issues politically. I don't know yet. Only time will tell. I hope they steer clear of that. DC, please don't go the woke route. It has not helped you at all in the past in the comic books, and it definitely has not helped Marvel as much as they want to claim it has. And we're going to make a connection here in a moment. So anyway, fanny packs. Yeah, we're going to get a fanny pack with which he said he doesn't think it's going to be in the movie. Okay, that's definitely a thing at the time. You gotta laugh. It would be funny to see him, I think, in a fanny pack for one scene or something like that. Just a little poke at it or something for that. Just to have fun. Anyway, it says, but the film isn't entirely a comedy either, by the way. Lightheartedness will be a balance with seriousness with Steve's relationship with Diana is further. And I think that's good. Some people have been complaining, a lot of them have, that the DC movies were just too dark. And I think Diana is a character that could provide an opportunity to provide some lightening up, if you will, but yet still keeping it serious in tone. Because let's be honest, she is a character with a very big wealth of detail behind her, and some of it is very dark. So that's very neat, I think. So anyway, continues on here with the breakdown between Wonder Woman and Cheetah. We're doing it after at least my character carried the big loss of him for all those years, talking to Steve Trevor there. She added, so having someone that you love so much after so many years be with you again is just great, and that's going to be wonderful. But I wonder how that's going to work out with her and the connection to the villain. If it's going to be like the comic books, where there actually was a relationship there, I'm not saying sexual relationship or that kind, but there was a knowing each other, camaraderie kind of deal. Steve and Diana's bond will be challenged by their threats posed to them and the world, aside from, here we are, Max Lord, misrepresented capitalism, and this is where we've got to be careful, and greed. The big foe is Cheetah, aka Barbara. So, yeah, Max Lord was twisted. Definitely a twisted character. As I said, as long as I don't go the route of blaming all capitalism, because once again, there is bad capitalists. There is great capitalists. There is bad socialist mentality people. There are very nice dealing socialist mentality people, even if I might not agree with their worldview, just like they might not agree with mine, doesn't automatically make them bad. It's their actions that they do that makes them good or bad. So it's going to be interesting to see how much of that they push in, and to see Kristen Wiig here play a character like this is going to be interesting. I wonder how well she'll actually pull it off. Only time will tell. Now, there's a part here in the interview that I really wanted to focus on. As I said, those are just little bits here. The part I really want to consider is two things. One is continuity, and then a bigger one. So it says, no, it isn't a reboot. Okay, it's a standalone movie wrapped in a sequel. So, in other words, what I think she's trying to say is, yes, it's a continuation of the series. It's in the DC universe, but it's a standalone movie. You could watch this if maybe you didn't watch the first one, or you haven't watched all the DC movies, which, let's be honest, a lot of people haven't, because they didn't like the way Justice League was going and things like that. So they're saying you could still watch this movie and not be lost, is what I believe it's getting at there. And I think that's good to have that. This is because DC, unlike Marvel allowed themselves to build and was so good to even a crap movie or with bad publicity or an actor that couldn't shut up and only could harm the movie, still was able to pull off a good selling movie because it was sandwiched and marketed as, you need to watch this movie as a continuation of the major story in the Marvel Universe. Now, to see how Captain Marvel 2 goes after that, only time will tell. Will it be near as big? I'm going to guess no. Could be wrong there. Okay, the general reception I received from people about it wasn't that the movie was bad. Captain Marvel we're talking about here. And it wasn't that it was good. They were just, it was an okay. It was okay. And okay isn't going to bring those kind of numbers in. The only reason it brought those kind of numbers in is because it was pulled in by the Avengers numbers. Whereas Wonder Woman didn't really have that either. It was before, it was part of the building process, and DC already had fumbles. It had flops in their universe, and it made it a hard sell. And it was still successful in that space, Whereas Captain Marvel had the world pulling that to success. Wonder Woman had it as a mixed bag, pulling it and pushing it down, and still able to be successful. So it's interesting to see how the second movie is going to be, since it's not 100% intertwined in there and can hopefully stand on its own. So asked in this interview, she said, and we're going to get in here, says, I'm not a huge fan of doing chapter 2 of a 7-chapter story. That's just not my plan. So in other words, once again, we're going to get a fully contained in itself movie. Here's what it looks like. And I think that's a good move for Wonder Woman. Keep this franchise going. I want to see a great Wonder Woman movie, and I want to see it getting bigger and growing a bigger audience and getting this character recognition, because that leads to my big part of this video, my big thing I want to talk about here. And it continues on. Now, I bet you're asking yourself, if Wonder Woman has the whole DCEU revolving around her by the end, since there's a fear she will knock Batman and Superman off the top of the heap. First of all, where is this fear that she's going to knock them off the heap? I don't get where that questioning is coming from. So bear with me in mind there. I'm going to get her answer. I'm going to take my point here. This is my big part of this particular video. She put, not quite is the answer. Though Jenkins sees Diana as having a strong core now, I think that she planted her foot strong in the world, she said. I think that she's a very strong core right now, adding things that have been planted before and will be planted after. So here's my point is, first of all, I don't think there's anybody that doesn't want Wonder Woman to do well. I'm sure there's always somebody, but let's be honest, the general fan base isn't negative for Wonder Woman like they were for Captain Marvel. They like Wonder Woman. They like this character. She's had a long history. She is one of the Trinity, one of the three big ones, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. It's not Batman and Superman on top and then Wonder Woman. It's Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman all at the top, carrying and toting that DC line. If Wonder Woman ends up being the biggest one, I don't think anybody's going to care. I think they're going to be like, yeah, bring us more Wonder Woman, because the reception to Wonder Woman was pretty darn good. And people like how that character is and how that fits. I could be wrong. That's my opinion. I don't care. Hey, if Wonder Woman outdoes Batman, more power to her. I think she's an awesome character. I've read her books for years. I've read a lot of her books, and I think this particular actress does a great portrayal of the character. The character looks good. I think the movie is showing respect to the character, and I think that's the main thing. Show respect to the characters. Do a great Batman movie, we're happy. A great Superman movie, we're happy. Hey, by the way, put Henry Cavill back there, Superman. Come on, let's give us a good Henry Cavill Superman. And then have them work all together in a movie. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Trinity in a movie. That would be awesome. See, there's the difference there. What happened here is Wonder Woman was already built up. She had years of continuity, successful continuity, TV shows and things, and they never said she's going to be the best out of all you guys. She's going to knock the guys down. When we got Captain Marvel, she had a very rocky comic book history. It was very up and down, lots of restarts. She hadn't had really a good series since the first 2 volumes of her comic series. The sales were consistently down, and they brought her in and said, she's going to be the best thing. All your other superheroes pretty much aren't crap. Men, you better get down. This woman is on top. And instead of selling her as a superhero, they sold it as a feminist thing. And people are like, no. She's not better than Thor and every other superhero on Earth. There's always going to be pushback because they automatically said, oh, she's better than everybody else. And that's how they tried to promote her. Like, she's the top thing. She's going to carry everything forward. They're being smart here. DC's being smart about it, and they're saying, no, we're not going to make this a feminist thing. We're not going to make Wonder Woman pulls everything. She's the top and the greatest thing of ever. She is a hero just like them. That's what maybe Marvel missed out. What Marvel should have done. Captain Marvel is a hero just like them. Let's stop putting our own heroes against each other. Let's love them all and embrace them all together. Quit making it an us versus them. Don't say men are all bad. She has to be good. And quit making it a feminist thing. Yeah, you could have a little bit of feminism in there. That's perfectly fine. A little bit. Yeah, people are okay with that. Yeah, go women power. I don't think anybody said, hey, Wonder Woman doesn't rock. Wonder Woman isn't awesome. You have to make a likable character. That was part of the problem. So, by the way, then make sure your actor or your actress, however you want to say it, I'm not trying to, here's the pronoun game, right? Let's make sure they're not going and doing all kinds of destruction socially for your movie in the public, too. Let's make sure their Twitter is respectable, shall we? And not saying absolutely ridiculous things in interviews and things like, hey, men can't review this. That's pretty much saying men are beneath us. Even though they want to act like it's about equality, it wasn't. That's not what it was about. Let's keep the equality thing true for all sides, and let's get a wonderful Wonder Woman movie, because I think that's what we all want to see, and I think we want to see this franchise grow with this character, because it's a great portrayal of Wonder Woman. All right, that was my rant. I'm interested to see what your thoughts are. Are you scared about what's going to come with this movie? Do you think DC's going to handle it and do it the right thing or not? All right, so for those of you that stuck through for the question, here's the question in the video. Which mutant built his base on Asteroid M? Once again, which mutant built his base on Asteroid M? All right, leave that comment below. First one to answer that without looking it up. Don't look it up. It gets that fabulous no prize. All right, thanks for watching. Till next time, keep it frugal.